Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are in Huntsville at the Explorer Stadium where we get to see the Mayors go up against the Tallahassee Typhoons. I'm Marcus Baylor, and to my right is Ryan Eastman. How you doing, my dude?
Doing excellent. How about you tonight, Marcus?
I am doing pretty well as we get to see two teams that are really in the hunt of the playoffs on the eastern side of things, as we get to see Tallahassee Typhoons, who has done fairly well and be able to get that sixth seed, even though they are under 500.
Right, and you could argue that despite losing Narkissa, being able to pick up Redmayne, kind of filling that void has kept them relevant in the East, and the fact that the bottom of the East has been fairly low. But on the same side of it, Huntsville struggling quite a bit. However, they find themselves in the hunt as well. Uh, Obviously, with their prospects, most recently acquiring Dragomir as their main rookie, only one starting for either team rookie-wise, I believe.
Yeah, you're right on that regard. And I mean, even though that with the struggles hard, they still are doing fairly well. Of course, Wendy Brown and D'Angelo McQuilkin are still kicking it as the backcourt for this team. While they have skipped their steps a little bit, don't Wendy Brown, don't come at me. They still have been able to try and hold their own against one of the most elite of the backcourts that we have in this league so far.
Well, I mean, you can't count Huntsville out. Remember last year they pushed Bangor 2-7 in the first round. They found themselves at the 8th seed last year. They might find themselves in a similar position this year. So you definitely can't count them out, especially with the young Furs as Harrison York definitely coming into his own the past couple seasons. Obviously, like I said, Dragomir coming in to replace Jim McCormick as the starting small forward has definitely breathed some youth into this roster now.
Yeah, that's something that the Mayors really needed at these past few years. That's kind of been the biggest flack, is the fact that everyone is just too old. But now here we are with having
I
with
mean,
with
that's funny you talking about being old, but
oh, hush you. But yeah, we're having a nice decently, it seems a little bit more younger than it has been in the past couple of years, with again Dragomir, Harrison York being fine, well players, both of them under 3 years, and debatable with Amina considering how old she is, but she has been in the league for a couple of years now
yeah, I
and
mean,
has
she's
held
definitely
her
the
own.
oldest of the roster, but this was a great time to pick up kind of those young prospects, especially with Wendy and McCulkin being at their kind of peak of their career right now. This is the 1 or 2 year window that Huntsville really has to build a possible championship team. Whereas the flip side, talking about Tallahassee, obviously they have had their established players in Neil LaRocca and Roselia Smoot, but bringing in Redmayne, who left Albany last year, kind of to bring a new flair to the team with the departure of Narkissa. They actually switched shooting guards there between the two teams.
Yeah, very unintentional too. I mean, with Redmayne, it was kind of obvious that the writing is on the wall for him during his tenure there. Albany going in a little bit of a new direction and trying to get a nice little rebuild going. And you can kind of say the same thing for Tallahassee, but they have been able to hold their own throughout this season. Of course, doing pretty all right when it comes to the Eastern standards.
Yeah, I'd argue their starting lineup is actually one of the better in the league. It's just their bench needs to develop a bit more if they want to stand a chance. Neil LaRocca definitely getting up there, not the same Black Cat he was in his youth, and obviously Smoot, Redmayne, and Buckner carrying the starting lineup for the Typhoons. And honestly, you can comment on the game as we go, but partway through the season they decided to start playing Redmayne at point guard, which honestly I see him more as a shooting guard myself.
Yeah, it was a very interesting choice. I guess that they didn't really think that uh, Jose or Jeremy would be very serviceable point guards in that position, because that was their biggest need coming into the season as it went on. But Appian, Redmayne has been able to do at least fairly well. It's not really his forte to pass the ball around. He's usually the guy to
Score.
do the score,
Yeah,
doing a lot of the
his
scoring.
stats reflect that too.
Yeah, but at the same time, he is a former All Star as well, so we can't really put him
And former FBA
Well, not
champion.
former FBA, yeah, former FBA champion as well. So he's able to hold his own, and I believe that he can do what he has to in order to keep the Typhoons afloat.
Yeah, and we'll, like I said, have to see how they develop their rookie Jose. Obviously, they drafted him with the intention of him becoming the starting point guard. Perhaps just needs a little bit more development before he can ascend to that role. But it looks like the players are getting ready to head onto the court now, and we're going to flip on over to courtside.
And that we are. Here we are in Huntsville, getting ready to start this game between the Typhoons and the Mayors. Neil LaRocca and Emina Ferhatokovic. I'm sorry if I botched that horribly, but you know me by now. But we're going to get ready to see those two tip it off and get this game going.
Yeah, any thoughts on matchups to keep an eye on here tonight, or any matchups that stand out to you as one-sided?
Right now I am looking at the shooting guard. Even though Clarity Emmers is not very well known to be that we get a tip-off going, and Tallahassee was able to win it, and Redmayne doing a little move there before passing it down to Emmers. Yeah, I think that D'Angelo McQuilkin, with, as we've seen from his Twitter, being a 300-pound cat, as we get to see LaRocca laying it up, not able to get it there as York gets the rebound. Considering that McQuilkin did gain a few pounds as the season went on, and McQuilkin not able to get the shot. As Emmers brings it up.
Yeah, it's one of those things. He definitely is probably the thickest line on the court, but how that's affected his speed over his career is starting to possibly slow him down and allowing the opposing shooting guards to take advantage of that. We'll have to see how he does here tonight.
Yeah, and here comes Emmers going for a jump shot, but it's not able to go down. As Wendy Brown passes it up to McQuilkin. McQuilkin trying to use his brute force to get into the paint, but no good there as he tried to pass it out into the outside. As York getting a chance to try and dig into the paint, but he passes on to McQuilkin. McQuilkin going for a tough shot, and it's a huge air ball, and we get a shot clock violation. The Typhoons will get it back.
Yeah, that was basically a three-pointer there, which is the edge of his range to begin with. So a tough defense, last-second shot. Not a surprise it ended up being an air ball.
And right now we get to see Emmers passing up to Redmayne. Redmayne using his body to get into a paint. He's not really very known to pound his way into the paint often, but he did it there.
Well,
and
I mean, he's definitely known for his speed.
Yeah, you're right on that one as we get to see Bratovic getting guarded by LaRocca. And LaRocca tipping it up, and Smoot's able to bring it down. Nice turnover there for Tallahassee as they had a chance to extend the lead. And right now, they will not be able to do so. Clarity not able to get the three-pointer. So right now, it's been very slow pace here as York going for a 15-footer, not able to get it down. But Balabanov is able to get the rebound and score.
Yeah, good head of play by the rookie there, boxing out the defenders and pulling down that board and putting it right back up for an easy bucket.
And right now, it's tied 2 apiece, and we get to see a tough pass there into the paint, not able to get it down as we get to see the Mayors take advantage of there as York, once again, laying it up to take the lead 4-2.
You have a feeling for both teams it's going to be a battle in the paint. Neither team, I mean, reach and foul on Wendy there. I was going to say, neither team has a wide depth of three-point shooters. I mean, obviously they each have a player or two that can shoot there. Travis and Redmayne definitely sticking out of my mind as 2 three-point shooters. But for the most part, they get it done with their muscle and speed in the post.
Yeah, we get to see Buckner going for 3. Not able to get it down. As for Atovic, he's able to get the rebound here. Balabanov passing up to Brown. Brown going over to Furtovic. And then back over to Balabanov. Lots of passing there on the Mayors' side. And we get to see a nice fadeaway jumper. Not able to get it down, though, as LaRocca gets the board. Once again, we get to see Emmers trying to go for a mid-range shot. Not able to get it down. As Balabanov once again gets in and passes it up to Brown with a good assist there. Brown with the free throw jump shot as Huntsville's up 6-2.
Yeah, both teams struggling here early, and Tallahassee's going to go ahead and call timeout and try and work out what's going on. They're 1 for 6 right now, so the buckets just aren't falling for them.
Yeah, it really does seem to me that, like, this, as you said, this is going to be a very slow-paced game. That's kind of how they are pretty much built a little bit. Is both teams are not very well known for their shooting capabilities.
Especially not from beyond the arc. Like I said, 1 or 2, but Dragomir can intercept the inbound.
Yeah, right now we get to see Harrison York trying to bully his way back into the paint once again, but not able to get it down. As Redmayne taking his time to bring it up. Trying to get a screen from LaRocca. And right now, Redmayne trying to lay it up. It's no good, but he's able to go on the line for 2. Got fouled by Wendy, and that'll be her second personal already.
Yeah, very early in the game and already a second foul. I mean, the first one was just a reach-in call that a little too much contact, but we might see her subbed out here early.
Yeah, that's one thing that you can pretty much say about Brown, is that she's a very, very tough competitor, especially on the defensive end. But sometimes she can be a little bit too fierce for her own good.
I mean, have you seen her face? I mean, she makes me want to call a foul when she glares at me. But actually, they will substitute 1 out, and it looks like, yeah, Brown will sit down, give him a chance to burn some time off and stay in this game for a little bit longer, and Montanu will replace her.
Yeah, Montanu, a player that was brought in to Huntsville to possibly be the starter for the point guard position. Well, not starter, but a good reserve player.
In case of injuries and such. I mean,
yeah.
This was also back when they had the Dolphin. I'm trying to think of the top of my head. Jerome Swimmer.
Yeah.
And Huntsville going to answer back with a foul against Smoot there. Harrison's going to go to the line for 2. Yeah, Huntsville actually had probably the greatest point guard depth last season, and obviously traded away in a sign and trade Jerome Swimmer. But obviously they managed to keep Montanu as a very good backup, honestly.
Yeah, Montanu is pretty much well known around the league as a very solid backup point guard for a variety of teams, actually.
Well, he never really had a chance to play in Dakota, but...
Yeah.
And Huntsville up by 4 here. Tallahassee still slow on the draw.
Yeah, right now we get to see Emmers going up against McQuilkin. Looking to be a screen from LaRocca. And a good pass to Buckner, who goes for 3. Not able to get it down, but LaRocca gets the rebound, and he lays it up and in.
Yeah, again, offensive rebounds might be the name of the game here tonight, as both teams are really getting low in the post and outboxing the defenders for those free second chance points.
Yeah, and that'll goes to say for both teams on the defensive end that they have to pick it up into the paint. And right now we're going to see a quick drive in. Pass over to Balabanov. Montanu going for a tough 3 there. Not able to get it down as LaRocca gets the rebound. And he passes it up to Redmayne. Redmayne pulling back up a little bit. Going for 3. And it's good. And they take the lead there, 9-8. As we are about to close into the 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's easy to forget as he just slinks away slowly that he is deadly from beyond the arc. And pass intercepted by Emmers there.
Yeah, Emmers really quick with the pause there as he passes over to Redmayne. Redmayne for another long-range shot. Not able to get it down as York gets the rebound.
Yeah, I was feeling it in transition there, but didn't work. But Verhadovic has found an open shot off the glass, just kissing it there. Easy bucket for her.
Yeah, Amina doing what she does best, trying to get open to the paint and having an easy bucket there as Huntsville's back up 10-9. LaRocca passing it up to Redmayne. Redmayne trying to find a way to drive. And gets fouled there on that play by Robert Martin. That'll be his first personal.
See, if only if only Wendy was on the floor, that'd be her 3rd. So it looks like Redmayne might be out for blood here tonight, trying to draw as many fouls as he can.
Yeah, he's using his speed to his advantage as he gets ready to go for his first free throw free throw of the game, excuse me.
Well, second. Remember, fouled win by Wendy.
Yeah. He's able to get that one down and ties it up 10 apiece.
Yeah, still low scoring. We're almost halfway through, and barely now both teams are in double digits.
Yeah, I guess it really just shows that both teams have been struggling a little bit when it comes offensively. And right now we get to see a quick pass to McQuilkin. Trying to use his strength once again, but Immers not toning down. Gets a quick screen there. He has to do something with the ball. He tries to pass into the paint, but it's out of bounds. It was last touched by, I believe, Immers. So it'll still be Huntsville's ball, but it's 1.6 seconds left on the shot clock. So it's literally a catch and shoot situation.
You could probably dribble a few times. Just, no fancy moves. It's like calling for a double screen. I think it's going to end up in McCulkin's hands. High arcing shots, no good.
Yeah, and right now Tallahassee once again gets the board as Immers passing a nice pass to the paint, but he gets blocked there. Good defense there by Huntsville at that moment as Buckner just got to go, getting a quick screen from LaRocca. Goes for a fadeaway, no good, but LaRocca gets the board, and he lays it up, not able to get it down, though.
See, just Tallahassee's so active in chaos. I mean, they obviously got blocked there, but they were able to get the ball back, and even after the missed shot and offensive rebound, that's like 4 chances to make a shot work there for them. Huntsville's going to have to pick it up on defense.
And right now, they're not doing really good offensively either. If they get another turnover, Buckner passes it to Redman, who's wide open for 3. Always going to get that one down. Yeah. Tallahassee's now up by 4 with a 12-4 run in the past 3 minutes.
Yeah, Tallahassee coming out now. Redmayne pulling them along, as you said, keeping them afloat in this typhoon.
I see what you did there. As the Huntsville, not able to get that shot down. You get to see Redmayne once again. Looks like it's a blocking foul by Montague? Huh. Yeah. That's a very interesting call there.
His feet weren't set, I think. And even though I could argue that Redmayne's shoulder bumped into his chest. So, and that's kind of, I think, where D'Angelo struggles now is at his size. That he bumps a little too hard, he's going to get called for charging.
Yeah, right now we get to see a large substitution on both teams. But a quick turnover. And York trying to lay it up, and it's in.
Yeah, York, 6 points here so far, but 4 rebounds, really being the main defensive rebounder for Huntsville at the moment.
Yeah, right now we're going to see Redmayne trying to find his way into the paint once again, and he's able to lay it in. And Redmayne just showing, that just shows you right there. As LaRocca is able to get the steal. Huntsville not doing themselves any favor trying to cost them turnovers.
I mean, as soon as they bench Redmayne, they're back in this game, right?
Probably. And right now we get to see another missed opportunity for Tallahassee to extend the lead as York goes to the other end, trying to make a shot, not even get it down. So again, not very offensive heavy for either of these teams. As Tallahassee's up by 4, 16-12. And we get to see Herod picking up the loose ball. Herod passing it over to Karras, and he's able to get it down.
And Huntsville needs an answer here. They're probably going to call a timeout possibly, and they definitely have some to spare. But they need a bucket here. They can't let Tallahassee continue his run. As for Hodovich, just a long 2. No good.
Yeah, and they're able to get it back, though, as Nagoy is able to get a nice 3, a much-needed 3 there for Huntsville. As now the deficit is down by 3, 18-15 with about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Redmayne using his dribbling abilities, get by his defender, but it gets blocked very easily.
Yeah, for Hodovich, a little too good for him there is McLeod fighting his way to the post and getting a tough layup over 2 defenders.
Yeah, the young guard coming out from Texas. Good shot there, and LaRocca gets pretty much blocked and stolen by Emina.
And then York
with the dunk.
Huntsville back by 1 here now, 19-18, quickly turning it around.
Yeah, right now Tallahassee is going to have to find a way to see if they can control things a little bit more again. But right now, Huntsville is taking advantage of these mistakes that have been made. To say that, of course, Monu with the second personal of the game. Third personal, excuse me.
He's going to have to get benched at this point and bring out
Wendy.
Their backup point guard's got more fouls than their starting point guard.
2 shots.
Yeah, that's not really a good look to see, especially if you want to continue using your tough ground. Try to keep Brown under control as well when it comes to the fouls, but I wouldn't be surprised if they sub people in here as we get to see substitutions on the Tallahassee side. We get to see Hawkins and Doug Day come in. And then we see a heavy turnover for Huntsville as well.
Yeah, they're shifting around.
And we won't be able to see the second one being made. Well, as we get to see the game tied up 19 apiece. See a quick pass by Rose. Rose going over to McCormick. McCormick getting a good screen. Able to get a tough shot in there. As Huntsville's up by 2, 21-19.
Yeah, that's just a veteran play there, though. Knowing how to beat them in the post.
Yeah, right now we can see some quick passing on Tallahassee. The furs in the light blue. Trying to find an opening. And we're going to see a nice dunk there by Tyler Conley.
Off the screen, just slamming it down with some authority.
And right now we get to see Kyle passing it over to Ngoy. Goy getting a tough mid-range shot, not able to get it down. As Redmayne trying to do a quick spin move. Going for that step-back jumper, and he gets it.
He has, again, 17 of their 23 points. Tallahassee can't even afford to sit him at this point in the game.
Yeah, right now he is the bread and butter when it comes to their scoring. And we get to see a player.
It threw it in the back of Redmayne's head and maybe trying to knock him out of the game quite literally. But he dove out of bounds trying to get the ball, so Huntsville is actually going to retain possession.
And I get a fresh shot clock as well, considering the fact that it was technically a turnover.
Yeah, he technically had a possession as he slid out of bounds there.
Yeah, right now we get to see Rose passing that to Ngoy, and we get to see a reach-in foul by Conley. And that's his first personal.
And okay, Tallahassee's substitute out there, bread and butter. Now they're only left with the, what do you call the bread? What's worse than bread and butter at the table? Peanuts?
I mean, sure. I don't think you can say that if you're an elephant, but yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, empty peanut shells.
And right now we get to see McCormick trying to find a way to debate. We get another reach-in foul, this time by Doug Day. And so that'll reset the game clock once again.
I mean, they're just going to let Huntsville, I guess. Oh, they're actually going to go to the line. No. That's right. It's a bonus situation.
Bonus.
I was going to say, they're just going to keep fouling and let them wind the clock down with a permanently setting shot clock. But actually, probably one of the better players to send to the line. Not necessarily great with his free throws. But he'll make the first. Possibility of tying it up at 23 apiece here if he makes the second.
Yeah. And I know you've had your you have said a couple of interesting things about McCormick these past couple of years, considering that he has been one of the best starting players that we've seen.
Yeah, we'll say that. I think he kept Huntsville from winning the Bangor series last year.
Yeah, but right now we get to see Goodnight passing into Hawkins, going down to Day, and Day with a tough fadeaway jumper. He's not really known for that, as he misses it. Jim McCormick passing over to McLeod. McLeod trying to go for a teardrop, but not able to get it down. But Harrison with the rebound, trying to find a way to get his shot in and not able to do it as Day gets the rebound. But we get to see a loose ball foul by Royce.
And that's going to send them to the line. They're not, I mean, to be fair, that's going to give Huntsville the last shot in the game at the very least. But they had possession of the ball there. There's no reason to foul.
Yeah, and it'll probably give Tallahassee the lead at the end of the half. Conley makes both of these, and he does make the first one. We're now get to see a quick sub as with the final seconds in for the quarter. We get to see Sashuk coming in.
And look, the only thing I said about Jim McCormick is they should have retired like 3 years ago. Okay.
I mean, that's still pretty. That's still.
He's been in the league since 2006. I think he's had his time. He actually played for Tallahassee.
For a lot of players.
He was drafted by Tallahassee, so this is kind of an old matchup for him.
Yeah, it's Kibori going for a mid-range shot. He's able to get it down.
Yeah.
So Huntsville able to tie it up 25 apiece.
Yeah, a little buzzer beater at the end, coming in off the floor, off the bench to hit that. Definitely showing off a bit there. So it ended up, I was going to say, sorry, ended up being a bit more of a higher scoring quarter than I expected, ending at 25 for both teams. They definitely picked it up there at the end.
Yeah, it was essentially a very slow start for both teams, but they did really pick it up very well, attacking the paint. That's really been the name of the game so far, as Royce passing it up to Kibor getting a tough shot, but he's able to get the foul by Day, and that'll be his second personal.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. I mean, honestly, if anything, both teams are getting to the line a fair bit here tonight. Only two players I'm worried about right now are the Huntsville Mayor's guards. Again, Wendy has 2, and their backup Munton, who has 3.
Yeah, and that's not really a good thing to be in that situation. They have to be really careful when it comes down to it, as Huntsville's able to take the lead 26-25.
I mean, obviously Brown's back on the floor right now. I mean, their backup point guard is Kyle, so.
Yeah, I don't know if they really want to resort to that. As we go ahead and get Gabor. Not able to make the second, so the Huntsville is up by 1. We get to see Shashuk, who's also a pretty big veteran here, as she was able to get fouled. So she'll get a chance to shoot for 2.
Yeah, but she also sees like 5 minutes a game, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, also remember, she also went for years without playing. I mean, she was drafted in 2011, and after 1 year was not back again until 2016. So a veteran in the sense of only playing 3 seasons in the FBA.
Yeah, but she has been, I believe that she was in the D League for quite a bit as well.
True. I mean, how do you think you would stand in the D League right now if you went to go play?
I think it'd be doing pretty well, I would say.
You would say on the court.
I mean, like, even though I haven't been on a court for a couple of years, I think I can still handle myself very well.
I mean,
anyways.
I was going to say, I think you'd be the tallest player out there. They seem to have a lack of centers.
Probably, but are you calling me? Okay, whatever. Anyways, back to the game. We get to see York trying to go into the paint. Fighting real well. And he's able to get it down.
Yeah, so many pump fakes there, and Doug Day tried to go for a huge swap, but against York just outplayed.
Yeah, and right now we get to see Day handing over to Conley. Some quick passes around the perimeter. And we get to see Day with the screen. Excellent switch there for any perimeter shooting. Gives you Sharon. Passing it over to Day. Trying to see if they can take advantage of the size. And Day's able to do so. So right now, Tallahassee's up by 1, 29-28. As Jim McCormick brings it up. Actually was passed it up to Brown, who was left all alone. Easy 3 for her. Interesting choice there, as Jim was going for the drive and decided to pass it back out to the open saber-toothed tiger.
I mean, did you see her face? If he did not pass it to her, then I don't know if he'd be coming off this floor on anything but a stretcher, but gonna answer back Tallahassee with a quick spin move. So now tied once again, 31 apiece.
Yeah, it was a good, excellent drive there by Jeremy Goodnight. We're gonna see Gabor getting a quick screen there. He gets attacking the rim, and he's able to lay it in as well. Right now, Jeremy bringing it up. Good night. Passing over to Hawkins. Whitney. Trying to look for something. Thinking about driving. Going for a tough jump shot. Not able to get it down. As York gets the board. Pass it up to McCormick. McCormick hands it off to Brown. Brown. Going along. Lang tries to lay it up, but it gets fouled there by Conley. So they'll go to the line for 2 more to see if they can extend their lead to 4.
Yeah, Wendy's trying to step up here with Tallahassee struggling a bit outside of York really being the main shooter so far here, especially with the second chance bucket opportunities on the first. And actually, I think we're going to see some substitutions for both teams.
And Brown's able to make the second. So right now, Huntsville is up by 4, 35-31. As Whitney Hawkins trying to take her time. She's looking to drive, probably. And she does that, and she gets blocked very hard there. Right now we're going to see a quick pass to Brown. Brown letting things set up. Possibly looking for a screen. She does get it. Gets the matchup that she would probably be aching for.
And then she gets blocked.
She gets a tough block there. And Huntsville not able to get the second chance points. I don't know why she decided to drive at that point, but it probably would have been better to go for a long shot. At least go for 3. As Hawkins try to do a quick spit move. Does it again, but this time able to get a nice little finger roll as well. Nice, excellent footwork.
Yeah,
Tallahassee cuts the deficit down to 2.
Yeah, the help defense was not there anywhere near fast enough to be effective. Now, over to Brown, who's open from the right sideline. No good this time.
Yeah, and Emmers gets the rebound. Right now, Emmers passing all the way to Day. Day, big golden retriever, passing up to Smoot. Smoot going over to Goodnight. Goodnight getting a screen there. Has to switch. Passing out to Smoot. They have to do something here as Emmers goes for the tough shot and obviously an air ball.
I mean,
as Mayers.
The crowd's letting everyone know that too, so.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? That was a pretty. It was. Emmers had to do something as the clock was winding down, and sadly, it wasn't able to get anything at that point. So Huntsville has the Rockets. Jim McCormick gets a quick bounce pass to Brown. Passes it to Kibore. And Balabanov trying to fight his way into the paint. Goes for a tough fadeaway shot. Not able to get it down. Emmers once again with the rebound. Emmers pulling it back. Passing it to Day. Quick passing for the Typhoons. Good to see a screen. As Smoot gets the rock one more time. Once again, the clock is winding down. We get to see a pass to Goodnight. Goodnight got fouled by Brown for the reach-in. So the clock will have to reset. Very tough there for Wendy, because I believe that's her 3rd personal.
It is, and they're going to leave her on the floor. But
yeah.
14 seconds now on the shot clock. That's 2
fouls
that's not from reaching in.
Yeah,
sorry.
Not a good foul either, considering, as you said, the clock was resetted to 14. As Goodnight gets the rock. Getting a quick screen from LaRocca with a good pick and pop play as Tallahassee ties it up 35 apiece.
Yeah, I think Brown was trying to preemptively fight around the screen, and instead he just ran to the paint there to get open.
As Balabana passes it to Brown. Brown for a quick 3, but not able to get it down. As Herod gets the board. Passes it over to Goodnight. Goodnight wide open for 3, and he drills it.
Very quickly, Tallahassee once again destroying whatever lead Huntsville built and building one of their own here now.
Yeah, we get to see DeProy trying to get a quick screen. Has a little bit of a size advantage here, and he's able to take advantage of it. So right now, Herod passing it over to LaRocca. LaRocca going over to Herod. Herod trying to take his time and he passes up to Goodnight. Goodnight looking for that screen. Not able to get one. Passes over to Herod once again. Clock is winding down. They have to do something. Herod with a tough shot. But Smoot with a nice rebound and laying it in. Good cleanup there by the Bison.
Yeah, you could argue she's the star of Tallahassee, especially when it comes down to the boards like that. I mean, just the heads-up play to know that the shot clock was winding down and to get into the paint to get that rebound.
And once again, Smoot getting another rebound to her name. It's Herod. Going for a wide-open shot there and is able to get it down. Tallahassee's up by 5, 42-37. McQuilkin hands it over to Faratovic. Right to McQuilkin once again with the rock. Trying to pound his way into the paint. Trying to pass it to Faratovic. Almost got stolen, but they still weren't able to get the shot down as Tallahassee once again with the rock. Emmers getting a nice quick shot in the paint as Tallahassee now has the lead up to 7.
Yeah, expect a timeout here, honestly. Down by 7 now. They really need to call him, but no, they're going to run a play.
Yeah, let's see they try to get some kind of cleanup going as Brown trying to pass it to Faratovic, who goes for a mid-range shot on the free throw line, and she's able to get it down. Right now we get to see Tallahassee trying to come up with the plan as LaRocca. Pass it over to Herod. And Herod loses the ball there, and McQuilkin gets the rock. McQuilkin using that brute strength to rip the ball out of the player's hands as McQuilkin still trying to fight his way into the paint. Instead, passes over to Dupree trying to pound it a little bit, trying to get the tough shot, and it's good. So right now, Huntsville just using that brute strength to get into the paint. They cut the deficit down to 3. And right now, Goodnight trying to throw it up, but is not able to get it down. Should have passed it out a little bit more. They had plenty of time to have some kind of play going as McQuilkin passes it over to Faratovic, who goes over to Brown. Brown heads over to McQuilkin. McQuilkin hands it over to Dupree. Dupree with a mid-range shot, not able to get it down. LaRocca with the board. And right now, Emmers wide open for 3. Not able to get it there. No good. As McQuilkin brings it up. Hands it over to Balabanov.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not even going to try that as
yeah.
rookie, Dragomir.
I mean, I've been doing pretty well so far with that name.
Just go by first name, Dragomir.
Whatever.
Or Babylonia.
And right now, Jeremy Goodnight heads it over with a nice lob to Smoot, who slams it down. First alley-oop play of the game as Tallahassee brings it back up by 3, 46-43. McQuilkin going over to Dupree. Dupree trying to take advantage of the screen as Faratovic they will lay it up and in.
Yeah, look
Nina.
like she wanted to go for a dunk there too, but pulled back at the last second.
Yeah, I think she was ready for the anything you can do, I can do better segment as Goodnight tried to do a quick spin move, but instead passes it back out to Emmers. Emmers trying to drive it this time, and they're able to draw in the foul as Amina gets another personal added to her name. And Emmers able to make the first one as we get to see a good amount of substitutions on both sides, it seems.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Redmayne return yet. A little surprising, but he may have overplayed a little bit there in the first quarter.
Well, he played nearly the entire first quarter, so it's not... I would say that it is a little bit surprising that he hasn't been up there, but Tallahassee has been holding their own so far. Still in the lead, up by 3. Zamina passes it over to Kyle. Kyle hands it back to Amina. Amina Hands it back over to Kyle. They have to do something and ends up losing the ball to Jose. The rookie having an easy drive as he quickly dunks it.
I mean, Yao was obviously much faster than Kyle there, so why not show off a little bit coming off the bench?
Yeah, right now we get to see Roy going over to Amina once again. Amina having the mid-range shot as they could have it back down to 3.
And minutes of change left. 50 points for Tallahassee. Huntsville 47. And a 3-second violation on Tallahassee. They're going to turn it over to the Mares now.
Yeah, that's not something you really want to see. For if you are a Tallahassee fan, considering that the Huntsville has been really close so far in this game, as now they have a chance to tie it with a 3 if they go for it. York back in the game as he passes over to Montanu. Montanu going over to Fartovic. Back over to Kyle. Kyle getting a good screen. Passing over to Amina. Amina with a tough mid-range shot, not able to get it down. As Jose, the rookie, bringing it up, the Owl. Trying to make some kind of noise going. He did go for another drive. Not able to get it down this time as York gets the rebound. Harrison hands it over to Montanu, who quickly hands it over to Amina, who hands it over to Ngoy. Back to Amina. Only got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And she goes for a quick drive there, but she suddenly stops to just go for a mid-range shot. I don't know why she did that. She had a pretty easy lane.
I think she outthought herself. I think she thought the defender was going to follow, but she had him beat so much that nothing happened.
Yeah, and York able to lay it in, and they cut the deficit down to 1 after a failed possession on Tallahassee's end.
Yeah, but Tallahassee will get the last shot of the half and a chance to really put a stamp on this quarter with a good lead, but no good air ball.
Yeah, it was a tough shot for LaRocca, being defended very well by, I believe, that was Nina. And right now, Huntsville's only down by 1 as we enter halftime.
Yeah, very close game so far, and again, scoring picking up faster than I expected, almost averaging 25 points a quarter.
Yeah, and as we get to see the stats, the biggest one for me right now is the 4 blocks made by Huntsville. Goes to show that, like, their defense has been really picking up as the half went on.
Yeah, I mean, that is possibly the difference maker there. And we're going to look at his stats in just a minute. Obviously, we're going to see for Tallahassee a certain buffaloing his way to the top of the scoreboard. But for Huntsville first, your Harrison York, 12 points, 8 rebounds, and a block, leading the way for Huntsville. Amina Ferhatovic, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks as well, and a steal. Dragomir Balobanov, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal, 2 for 4 from the floor. And 2 offensive rebounds also his name. Wendy Brown, 7 points, 1 assist, 2 for 6 from the floor, but the 3 personal fouls really standing out, on pace to foul out this game. D'Angelo McCulkin, 1 rebound and a steal, missed his 4 shots. Robert Montanu, 1 rebound, 2 assists, missing all his shots, and also 3 fouls as well. Jim McCormick, 4 points, 1 assist, perfect from the floor. Kyle McLeod, 2 points, 1 assist, 2 steals, but 3 turnovers, not getting it done on offense, needs to be more careful. Natasha Roos, 2 rebounds, hasn't taken a shot in her 8 minutes. Lucien Ngoy, 3 points, being a 3-pointer, 3 assists, and a rebound. Bit of a point forward going on there. Matthew Dupias, 4 points, 1 assist. And then Rashid Kabor, 5 points, 2 for 2 from the field with 1 rebound. And obviously jumping on over to Tallahassee, Clarity Emmers, 4 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Missing most of her shots with a 1 for 5. Neil LaRocca, same situation, 2 points, 7 rebounds, but 3 steals. Working it on defense, but struggling on offense, 1 for 5. Roselia Smoot, 4 points, 3 rebounds, a turnover, but 2 offensive rebounds that gave her 4 points. Redmayne leading the way for Tallahassee, also with 17 points, 1 steal, 5 for 9 from the field, but big stat, 5 for 6 from the free throw line, getting to the charity stripe early and often. Jeremy Goodnight, 7 points, 3 for 4, and a three-pointer with 2 assists. Travis Buckner missing all his shots, but a majority of them have been three-point attempts, so not surprising to be struggling a little bit there. 1 rebound, 1 assist. Tyler Conley, the rookie, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 shot from the field, and 2 from the free throw line. 2 fouls as well. Fred Herod, 2 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 for 3, and 2 turnovers. Whitney Hawkins, 1 for 3 with 2 points and 1 rebound. Day, 8 minutes, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 for 2. Not doing a whole lot on defense, though, despite being the big dog on the floor. The rookie Jose, 4 points, a rebound, and a steal. 2 for 3, shooting well, especially with that dunk on the fast break. And Sawchuk, 2 points, very limited minutes. With that, we're going to head into the second half.
Yeah, right now we get to see Huntsville. That's Brown bringing it up. Brown making all the magic happen, and she's able to drain it down the quick shot in the paint, and they're up by 1.
Yeah, but if I'm Huntsville, ooh, Neil LaRocca blocked, but gets it back.
Ooh.
Second chance bucket, kind of lucky there that the ball just landed in his chest off the block. I was gonna say, if I'm Huntsville though, I'm worried right now because Tallahassee was able to stay in the game without Redmayne on the floor that second quarter. I can't imagine how they're going to deal with him on the floor now.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tale to see. And right now we get to see McQuilkin trying to lay it up into the paint. Powered his way down, but not able to get the shot. And right now we get to see Emmers trying to make some moves against the Lion. He hands it over to Redmayne. Redmayne almost loses the ball, but Smoot picks it up and able to make something out of nothing.
Clearly all part of the plan. Throw it off the defender's chest, and it's some 3D, 4D chess going on right now.
I can see that as Brown trying to get a quick free throw jumper out. Not able to get it there. Emmers hands it over to Redmayne. Redmayne, he did very well in the first quarter, so we got to watch out for him. Redmayne trying to find a way to drive, and he's able to get the nice little finger roll and one, and Brown with her 4th personal of the game. Do you call her out here?
I mean, you kind of have to, even though, again, you're not in a much better situation with your backup also having 3 fouls, so you're kind of in a no-win situation here as the and one is no good. And I still see Wendy on the floor, so it looks like they're going to roll with her.
Yeah, Balabanov with the rebound there as Huntsville's only down by 5. It's still manageable, and right now we get a blocking foul by Buckner. That's his 1st personal of the game. And Dragomir is able to get the first one down. Right now, the Young here, ready to go ahead and go for a second shot, trying to see if they can cut the deficit down to 3. And it rattles home. So right now, Huntsville's down by 3, 56-53, as we go into 10 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. We're now going to see a quick pass to Buckner. Buckner for 3, and it's good.
First basket tonight, and finally, it's happened to be from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Buckner, even though that he's a little bit of a shell of what he used to be, he's still a very deadly beyond the arc. As we're going to see a quick pass to McQuilkin. McQuilkin getting a good screen. Passing over to Mina. Trying to see if he can hand it over to York. Not able to get it down, though. Some decent passes there into the paint, but not able to get the bucket home.
Yeah, York's usually automatic from there.
Yeah, and then we get to see Emmers bringing the deficit back up by 8, 61-53. And right now we get to see a interesting pass there as we get to see a nice shot there from Huntsville.
I mean, he made it work with the off the back and then reverse layup to not get blocked by the Tallahassee defenders.
Yeah, that was pretty flashy if I ever seen one. And right now we're going to see a nice screen there, handed over to LaRocca. LaRocca going for a mid-ranger, not able to get it down that time. Balabanov, the hair getting a rebound. And McQuilkin trying to do something there. Pass it over to Balabanov, once again finding his way into the paint and laying it in. The rookie is having a pretty good game so far, especially in this quarter. As Immers getting a quick screen, passing over to Smoot. Smoot going over to LaRocca. LaRocca, I thought he had a chance to get a shot, but he gets blocked there. Should have shot it a little bit sooner. And right now we're going to see a quick pass to Brown in the paint, and Brown's able to lay it in. And just like that, Huntsville is only down by one possession, 61-59 with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Smoot gets blocked there. Good defense there by the Mayors. And Balabanov not able to get the shot down to tie it back up. Buckner pulling it back, trying to get a quick drive. Not able to get anything. Hands it over to Redmayne. Redmayne loses the ball, and Balabanov had it for a second, and LaRocca is able to snatch it back from him. Buckner gets the ball with the three. No good. And Amina is able to get the board there as York tries to make the mid-range, but it hits the front of the rim. Buckner with the rebound, hands it over to Immers. Immers hands it over to Redmayne, and Redmayne wide open for three. You cannot leave the Buffalo open like that. He will get you every time.
Yeah, and the pace was getting away from them, so Huntsville decides to call timeout. Honestly, those back and forth possessions, no one's scoring. Sometimes you can get a little bit ahead of yourselves with the speed of the game. Start making mistakes like leaving open the Buffalo.
Yeah, it's once, and considering that how well he did in the first quarter, even though he hasn't played in a while,
that just makes him
might have
dangerous.
cooled down a little bit.
Considering he's rested.
Yeah, but it gives him a little bit of a chance to reset too. And right now, Dragomir hands it over to McCormick. McCormick not able to get the shot down. Smoot hands it over to Shasha. Sharon hands it over to Hawkins, but gets fouled by Wendy, and that's her fifth personal. They have to sub her out now.
Yeah, they will, and they'll bring back in Montanu.
So right now, they're already at a pretty big disadvantage as we get to see Sharon pulling it back deep into the arc. Gets a good screen by Smoot. Hands it over to Herod. Herod handed over to Smoot. Smoot laying it up, and it's good. So right now, we get to see Tallahassee with their longest lead so far in the game. Up by 7. Right now, we get to see Royce gets a blocking foul on Hawkins. So Samantha's going to go for the line for 2. Well, Natasha, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Mayor's resting their players here. Thoughts on McCulkin? Obviously, we mentioned him bulking up recently. Do you think we're going to see him switch on over to small forward at some point?
Well, if he wants to have a longer career, I would hope that he would consider it.
Well, I mean, he definitely. That's one of the problems with being that large as a shooting guard. Is we're going to see Redmayne going for 3. It's a speed game, especially on the perimeter, and someone his size is not able to keep up. So, even though he's a little short for a small forward, I think he has to probably really consider switching on over. 300 pounds, even if it's all muscle, that's not going to help him stay competitive. Is Kabor showing some finesse there, spinning around the defender and slamming it down.
Yeah, Kabor doing a really good job trying to. Huntsville's bench still trying to find a way to stay in this. As right now we're going to see Redmayne passing over to Smoot. Smoot laying it up and in. Using the advantage of the glass there. As Smoot getting her 10th point of the game. All of them within the paint. And right now Natasha hands it over to Kabor. Kabor. Throwing it up to McCormick. Jim. staying along the arc, trying to get something. Got a quick screen. McCormick has to do something with it. Going for a very tough shot, but loses the ball there.
He got
as Smoot's able to steal it, and Herod trying to lay it up in a quick foul. Oh, that is not something you want to see there.
Cacophony of errors is he got the pump fake, and then he tried to go for the shot, and he bumped into her body with the ball. And I mean, he got exactly what he wanted, but the shot clock just did not give him enough time there.
At the same time, good on the ref for not calling that a shooting foul, because he deliberately, it looked like he deliberately bumped into her.
I mean, it looked like he was trying to draw a foul because he knew the shot clock was about to run out, but oh.
Yeah, and right now Herod's able to knock them both down as Tallahassee's now up by 8. And right now we get to see a quick pass to McCormick. McCormick headed over to Balabanov, and he's not able to get it down. As Sharon hands it over to Herod. Herod hands over to Conley, and Conley laying it up and in.
Hoot.
And so now Tallahassee is up by 10.
I mean, to be fair, Tallahassee has had the most runs in this game. I mean, obviously Huntsville's been able to whittle them away, but Tallahassee's just, once they get going, it's very hard to stop them.
Especially when they pick up the pace. As Conley is able to get a quick free throw shot jumper. As Tallahassee's now up by 12. This is the longest lead that we have in this game so far. And obviously the Mayors are going to have to call timeout here as the game's starting to pull away from them.
Yeah, only 4 minutes left to go in this third quarter, and being down by 12 here is not good prospects for them. What do you think they need to do to turn their fortunes around?
Well, I think first and foremost, don't turn the ball over at key moments. I'm looking at McCormick over there. And really just trying to find a way to slow the pace down. Because right now, Tallahassee has picked it up to the point where they're being a little bit overwhelmed here. As Royce hands it over to McCloy. Mikhail not able to get it as he gets blocked.
And then he overshoots
and Kyle
it.
tries to speed it up again.
Speaking of
Kyle.
Speaking of Kyle, do you feel he's earned his spot in the FBA now? I mean, obviously I know you were in the league when that whole getting drafted and starting a relationship with the GM of the team that drafted him.
He's there.
Okay. He's no longer on. He's no longer on that team. Apparently, Huntsville thinks he's worth it.
Yeah, I mean he's doing pretty all right for them so far in this game. He's had a couple of moments here and there as Montanu goes for 3. Gets the lucky bounce. As now Huntsville is able to cut the deficit down a little bit by 9, and Montanu gets a quick steal. Montanu trying to show his stuff, but he tries to lay it up, and it's not able to get it down. No good. Smoot got the rebound. Hands it over to Sharon. Sharon looking for something, and he passes over to Conley. Conley trying to find a way into the paint, but he brings it back out to Sharon. Sharon getting a good screen from Smoot. But they have to do something with the rock as Jose, the rookie, with a tough 3 and not able to get it down, but Smooth able to pick it up and clean it. Getting a nice long rebound there. The defender didn't know where the ball was, but Smoot, good eyes on her. She's able to clean it up. So right now, Tallahassee's up by 11 as Natasha tries to lay it up and in.
Yeah, Tallahassee's not out of this game yet, but I just don't expect them to be able to pull it back here. Redmayne has been too on fire tonight.
And right now we're going to see a quick spin move to a nice jumper by Conley. As they once again cut the deficit down to 11, 78-67. Kyle hands it over to Balabanov. Balabanov trying to go for a tough fadeaway, and he rattles it in. So Dragomir doing very solid for the Huntsville Mayors so far. As we get to see Herod in the paint, trying to get a good drive, but instead goes for a fadeaway jumper of his own. Not able to get it down. And Dragomir gets the rebound. Kyle hands it over to Royce. And he hands it over to Montague, which Montague is able to lay it in. So Huntsville slowly cutting the deficit down as they're only down by 7. And we see a timeout here by the Typhoons.
Yeah, they can't afford to even let Huntsville get this game close again. I mean, obviously, we've seen Tallahassee put on the runs. It's just at the wrong time. If they start to go cold, they could watch Huntsville steal this away.
Yeah, that's something that they really need to watch out for. As I said, that's kind of one of the things that you really have to watch for this game is that you have to be able to finish. Because if you don't, it'll be a really tough feeling knowing that you are up by so much.
Well, that in Huntsville, I mean, they get their work done in the post, so it's not even going to be a slow death. It's going to be a painful, bruising death as Tallahassee answers back with a bucket.
Yeah, right now Kyle bringing it up. Kyle trying to see if he can get a screen. He's able to get a nice advantage, but he loses the ball as he's trying to get his way into the paint. And Conley is able to pick it up. Conley, I think it went in between the legs of the defender.
I was going to comment on that. That was a little fancy there, but couldn't complete the shot.
Yeah, right now we're going to see a reach and found by Conley. Conley trying to do a little bit more showboating than he needs to. And right now we're going to see Nagoy, who almost got the ball stolen again as they try to bring it in. Kyle got a nice open look in the mid-range. Not able to get. Conley gets the board. Tyler hands it over to Goodnight. Goodnight for 3. No good. Hits the side of the rim. As York gets the board. York loses the ball there, and LaRocca, for some reason, passes it back to Conley instead of just going down and just trotting. But Conley's able to lay it up anyways.
I mean, honestly, a 2-on-1 fast break. Maybe he was hoping that LaRocca would get an alley-oop out of that because the defender would have been split in two. But whatever, it worked out in the end. And I think D'Angelo's going to take the last shot here of the quarter. Long
Interesting choice there.
Yeah.
You're not able to get it down. Interesting choice there. As McQuilkin's trying to do his best shooting guard impression. Trying to do
pretending to be a shooting guard?
I mean, at this point, might as well say it like it is.
I mean, I think has he made a shot yet? That's my question. I don't know.
I don't even think he has made a field goal in this game right now. He has been struggling so far.
And I guess to be fair, they have put him in situations where he's forced to take long shots like that, but
yeah, at the same time, though, he's been trying too often to try and muscle his way into the paint as well, putting himself in tough situations as LaRocca hands it over to Conley. Conley for 3. Not able to get it down as it hits the side of the rim. And right now, we're going to see a bad pass there as Emmer is able to pick it up as it hits the back of a defender. Oh. And McQuilkin is able to get the board, and as Tallahassee wasn't able to take advantage of that possession, and we're going to see another reach and foul by Travis Buckner. That's the second personal of the game. So the clock will not reset to 14 since they already have 16 seconds of the shot clock. And we get to see Amina hand it over to McQuilkin, who hands it over to Nagoy. And we get that quick pass to Brown. Brown going for 3. Another air ball.
Except the team. I'm doing it for the crowd because the crowd's not going to do that to their own player. But
of course not. As Summers goes for 3, not able to get it down. Oh, Emmers. Excuse me.
I mean, Emmers, Summers.
And we get to see a quick pass out to Brown. Brown open for 3, able to get it home. So right now, Huntsville's cut the deficit down to 8. See if they can try and get something here defensively as LaRocca. Almost loses the ball. And it looks like we're going to get a jump ball here between McQuilkin and LaRocca.
I mean,
that'll
to be fair, I think
certainly be something.
I think LaRocca's going to keep it. So
we'll have to see.
I mean, I don't think...
And he will do just that. You were right. There was really no contest as Emmer's able to lay it up and in.
I was going to say, I think LaRocca didn't have to even jump there. DA doesn't have the greatest vert to begin with, remember?
Yeah, I can understand that, considering his very well-toned body. as we get to see Brown.
Why are you looking at his toned body?
I mean, what else do you want me to say? Like chiseled? Like a chiseled
Okay, now
body?
it's just getting more and more.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, McQuilkin going for three. Not able to get it down as Verhantovic tries to lay it up and in, but no good. And we get to see another chance by York. Some great offensive effort on the glass. And we get to see the rookie Jose hands it up to LaRocca.
Well, I mean, if only they could score great as LaRocca. Ooh, goodness.
Ooh, LaRocca with a nice jam over there.
I mean, that was just bullying on his part.
Yeah, son, well, that's what you expect out of your bigs. And we get to see Lucien hands it over to York. York using his dribbling. Went by a defender. He's able to get the and one. LaRocca with his first personal.
Yeah, and Redmayne is going to come back out for Tallahassee. So now they're back to full firepower on the Tallahassee side.
Yeah, they're trying to find a way to go ahead and wrap things up here. And we get to see LaRocca once again hand it over to Redmayne. Redmayne getting a nice teardrop going. Beautiful shot there by the Buffalo. And now Tallahassee is up by a very hefty lead again. Good to see a bounce pass over to Amina. Amina, fadeaway jumper. And it goes in nicely. And right now the Typhoons trying to bring the lead back up as they're only up by 7, 88-81. Redmayne trying to do just that, but it hits the side of the rim as Amina gets the board, hands it over to York. York slowly trotting it down as it looks like he's getting a little bit double teamed at that point as he hands it up to Brown. Brown hands it over to McQuilkin. McQuilkin going to Amina. Amina hands it over to York. York is able to go into the paint and lay it in.
And York pulling them back here now. Only 5-point deficit Tallahassee. I'd almost call a timeout here.
Yeah, but it looks like they're going to continue playing on as Redmayne pulls it back. Heads over to Buckner. Buckner for three. Not able to hit it. Buckner has struggled so far in this game, especially three-point wise, as McQuilkin dishes it to York, and York dunks it home.
Yeah, 21 points now, easily leading the way for the Huntsville Mares.
Yeah, and Ember's bringing it up, but I would not be surprised if they call timeout here. Looking like they're not, as LaRocca has the rock, hands it over to Redmayne. Redmayne left wide open in the paint, and he dunks it home. So he gets the and one, and Amina gets a personal to her name. And it looks like we're going to get a sub in as Whitney Hawkins comes in for the team. Redmayne is able to complete the old school three-point play. As now Tallahassee's up by 6, 91-85. Jim taking his time. He tries to lay it up, and it's good. So right now, Huntsville is still only down by 2 possessions.
Or you call Jonathan Lawyer on the floor and have him foul a three-point shooter and go for 4.
Man, that was certainly something. I don't know if we're gonna see it here, but we get to see another foul, a reach-in foul by Harrison York. So there was another foul on the play as Jim McCormick is sitting down for Dragomir. Right now, Redmayne trying to find his way into the paint, and we get to see another foul there. This time it's by Wendy, and I believe she's now fouled out of the game. This is the second straight
SportsDen where we see someone foul out.
SportsDen where we
7 minutes left to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be really brutal for Huntsville the rest of the way without their starting point guard to play. And so right now, Mutton, who's also in a little bit of foul trouble as well, they have to really be careful here. as Redmayne missing the first one, which is a little bit of a surprise.
Maybe a little too happy about his successful fouling out of Windy, but um, he might have just won the battle there, honestly, with that.
I mean, yeah, you're able to take out one of your opponent's best guard out of the game. That's really something that you can watch. It's Redmayne misses both of them.
Maybe Windy put some voodoo magic on him.
Wow, I didn't know. I know that the voodoo is nearby or anything, but I didn't know they had like a solid going on. As McQuilkin trying to see if he can try to pick up the pace with the guards. As Kyle goes for three, not able to get it down as LaRocca gets the board. Redmayne bringing it up. I'm sure he's really licking his chops right now, being able to see if he can do anything he wants. But he hands it up to Immers. Immers. He's trying to find a way, and he does try to get into the paint, but gets swatted.
York there, just slamming that ball out of bounds. Only 5 seconds on the shot clock for Tallahassee now. That was...
Yeah, right now, York is clearly the star of the show on the Mayor's side of things.
I was going to say, that wasn't even the first defender. That was the second defender. But Smoot, second chance opportunity, makes it work.
Yeah, taking a good advantage out of something that was a tough spot. And right now we get to see McQuilkin playing a little bit of point now. Interesting.
The slowest point in the game.
Yeah, but he quickly ends it over to McLeod, who hands it back up to York. York back over to Kyle. Kyle trying to find a way as he passes up to York. York going over to Dragomir. Dragomir with the mid-range shot. Not able to get it down, but Amina cleans it up. So right now, Huntsville's down by 4. 93-89. And right now, we get to see a quick pass over to Smoot. Smoot going up to Buckner. Buckner heading it over to LaRocca. LaRocca trying to see if he can get into the paint. Tough shot, but he dishes out to Redmayne. Redmayne has to do something with it. Tough three and coming. Not able to get it down as Amina gets the board. So Huntsville has a chance to cut the deficit down to 2, or able to tie it back with a wild foul. But I don't think that's going to happen here. As you get to see a nice little finger roll there by Kyle McLeod. And right now we get to see Immers bringing it up. Immers hands it over to Smoot. Smoot hands it back to Immers, who are passing to each other at this point. Once again, Immer has it, going over to Redmayne. Redmayne being guarded heavily on Kyle. So right now, we got to see another tough shot by Redmayne. And again, no good. Kyle doing a pretty good job so far trying to simmer down the Buffalo. And McQuilkin go for a behind the back pass there. Really didn't expect that from the big Brit Lion.
Maybe those sessions with Windy have been paying off there. Being a little fancy with the passing.
Yeah, right now we get to see Redmayne, who does a back behind the pass of his own, as LaRocca is able to get the mid-range shot. Anything you can do, I can do better. As we get to see Kyle. He's trying to see if he can get a play going, but he passes over to Amina. Amina going for a spin move fadeaway, not able to get it down. Tough shot. It's Redmayne. Hands it over to Buckner. Buckner pulling it back, hands it over to Immers. Immers getting a good screen from Redmayne, of all players. Gets a quick bounce pass back to Redmayne. Redmayne getting a nice pump fake going, passes it to Smoot, who's wide open for 3. Not able to get it down. Not her shot, really.
Not at all.
And right now, McQuilkin is able to get the and 1. And you can see the Brit Baller Lion finally able to get on the board once again, as he's able to complete the 3-point play.
Yeah, and not a second too late there, giving Huntsville a lead here. Only 3 minutes to go in this final half of the game.
And Smoot with a nice little dunk.
Yeah, reverse dunk there. Again, shutting the crowd up here. Only less than 3 minutes left to go now.
Yeah, right now, Kyle getting guarded heavily as he passes it up to McQuilkin. McQuilkin has the size advantage, and he gets the screen as well to boot. Passes it back up to York. York, even more of a size advantage. He goes for the mid-range shot, not able to get it down. If they had a little bit more time on the shot clock, he probably would have just put it down Redmayne's throat. But instead, not able to get the bucket. As right now we get to see its home team calling defense. As right now we're going to see another foul there by Harrison York. That's his second personal of the game. We'll get to see the first one get made by Buckner. And Buckner not able to get the second one down as Amina gets the board. Dragomir turns it over. Buckner was not expecting that ball to hit him in the face, but he's able to take advantage of it as the Roca not able to get it down as he has to give it up to Buckner.
Yeah, Mina actually blocked it there, and Buckner's lucky to get the ball back.
Yeah, Buckner has to do something with only less than 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and he goes for a tough long-range jumper. No good. McQuilkin hands it up to Babalanov. Not able to get it down. Emmers with the rock. Tried to pass it into the paint, but it gets intercepted once again. McQuilkin has it. So right now McQuilkin using his big body to get into the paint, and he does it once again with the and one. The Brit Ball Lion is starting to come alive here as he's using that big body to get use.
Yeah, but now he has a chance to add an and one once again, and it is good. 99 to 98. Less than a minute and a half left to go.
Yeah, this is going to be a really close one, ladies and gentlemen, as we get to see a quick pass to Buckner. We'll get a quick pass over to Smoot. Do not be surprised if Redman gets the ball to get the nice quick three. As Buckner goes to through for three himself, not able to get it down. As Balabanov is able to get the rock. Hands it over to McQuilkin, but can McQuilkin be able to do it for the third time to extend the lead to 3? He goes with the fadeaway jumper, in and out as Smoot gets the board. Tallahassee has a chance to take the lead here as Embers tried to drive it, and he gets fouled hard by McQuilkin. That's his first personal of the game, and that'll put Tallahassee in the bonus.
Yeah, and if Embers, no, she misses the first one. Ooh, this is a lot of pressure on her. Sophomore player needs to make the second just to tie it, and she does, and Mayer's going to call timeout.
Yeah, they're going to have to, considering they have less than a minute left in the game.
Well, I mean, let's talk the last 45 seconds of this game. Obviously, Huntsville wants to get a shot off pretty quick so that they are guaranteed to have the last possession. I imagine maybe 10 or 15 seconds, try and get a play off. That'll give them plenty of time to at least be guaranteed the final shot.
Yeah, it's definitely an option here as we get to see McQuilkin. Pass it over to Kyle. Kyle back to McQuilkin. They need to look for somebody to take the 3 if they need to. Right now, McQuilkin pass it over to Balabanov. Balabanov trying to get the drive in. Going for a quick shot, not able to get it down. As Tallahassee has a chance to take the lead once again. Emmers with the mid-range shot, no good. And we're going to see another timeout for the Mayors.
Yeah, I mean, shot clock has been turned off, so no reason to save that timeout at this point. They want to give themselves as much time to find an open shot here. 21 seconds, game tied. I'd imagine Huntsville's going to burn it down to the last possible second.
Oh, I will believe so too, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking to see if they can get a quick drive because their paint has to be their best friend.
Who takes the shot here?
Right now, I have to say McQuilkin, even though he struggled throughout this game, he has turned on a little bit as of late. He does have the ball.
Yeah, I have to give it to York in my opinion, but again, 5 seconds, McQuilkin needs to do something here. He gets to the paint, takes the shot, no good. Amina with the rebound, puts it up.
Is it good?
I mean,
no, it's not.
No, it's good, but it's going to official replay. That was too close to call.
What a game right now. This could be the deciding factor.
I mean, Amina's calling it that she made it. Let's see. We're going to watch with the refs right now. 0.5 seconds, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. Not showing 0 yet. 0.0, and yes, she still had it on her fingertips.
So it looks like we're probably gonna go to overtime.
I don't think it's a might. They have to go to overtime. Yeah, they're calling it no good. Literally less than 0.1 seconds, she had the ball in her hand still. If only she had gone up a little faster, that might have been the game there. But we are going to go to overtime here, 99 apiece.
So this is going to be the first overtime game here in SportsDen this year. And who would have thought with these two teams?
Well, I mean, both teams definitely, you could argue, are very similar in terms of skill. And even though I think for Huntsville, they needed that win there because without Wendy, I don't think they can do this now.
Yeah, and right now Tallahassee is able to win it. As the rules saying goes, both teams have 2 timeouts, and we only have 5 minutes to play in this game. As Redmayne hands it over to Smoot. Smoot going over to Buckner. Buckner pulling it back, trying to go for the long range 2, not able to get it down, and York gets the board. So McQuilkin trying to pass it into the paint, but it gets stolen real quick by Buckner. They tried to pass it over to Dragomir, the rookie, but LaRocca is able to take advantage there as Tallahassee gets the first strike of this overtime quarter.
Half, quarter, I guess we would call it a quarter here.
Yeah. But right now, McQuilkin hands it over to Amina. Back to over to D'Angelo. DA needs to do something here. Going for a tough long-range shot, and is not able to get it down as LaRocca once again with the ball. Redmayne trying to see if he can extend this lead. Pulls it back, going over to LaRocca, and LaRocca with a huge dunk. Tallahassee's trying to see if they can finish this up once and for all. It's right now. Kyle passes it up to York. York slams it down!
Answering back, I mean, 25 points. Leading the way for the Huntsville Mares, as is Redmayne is for the Tallahassee Typhoons.
Yeah, right now, it's just right now these two juggernauts of players taking each other one by one as Buckner is trying to find something. Hands it over to Smoot, who bends over to Redmayne. Redmayne has to look for something. Go for the long 2. No good. As Imana is able to get it down as York with the rock. Loses the ball a little bit, but he gets it back. Hands it up to Balabanov. Balabanov trying to find his way into the paint. Laying it up. No good as Buckner gets his 3rd personal. So right now, Dragomir, the rookie, has a chance to get 12 points into the game and tying this up 103 apiece.
And you jinxed him.
And he's not able to get it down. It's a very, very intense thing for any rookie to do, so can't really blame him.
I mean, he's at home. This should be the most, what is it, play like it's practice, practice like it's a game.
True enough, but Huntsville has a chance to take the lead here as Tallahassee was not able to extend their lead up to 3. Right now, Montanu going over to McQuilkin. McQuilkin gets blocked, but York is able to clean it up. Huntsville is now up by 1, 104-103 with about 2 minutes left in the overtime as LaRocca hands over to Emmers. Emmers trying to find some kind of opening. Goes for a mid-range shot on the free throw line, not able to get it down, and Huntsville able to looking to extend this lead. York not able to get it there. Smoot gets the board. Emmers bringing it down. Emmers trying to look for something. Slowly getting into the paint, and he does so, going for a quick finger roll, not able to get it down. As Dragomir hands it over to York. York with a mid-range shot of his own, not able to get it there. Redmayne. He could try to see if he can pull a dagger here with a good 3, but instead pass it over to Emmers. And she's able to lay it up, and Tallahassee's once again up by 1.
Yeah.
We got less than 2 minutes left into overtime. This could be anyone's game.
Those 2 quick shots from York, the last 2 possessions, may come back to haunt Huntsville. They were good shots. It's just missing both of them really puts them in a tough situation here. They could have been up by 4 here.
Yeah, right now, Montaño has to do something. Montaño with a tough, and it gets blocked, so a shot clock violation. It'll be Typhoon's ball. Montaño was just hanging onto it way too long.
See, that's a mistake Wendy wouldn't make. So right there, you can point to Redmayne for possibly winning the game if that ends up being the turning point here.
Yeah, and right now, Emmers, they have to get a stop here if they want to have a chance to take the lead and win. Emmers laying it up, and it's no good once again. So Montaño pass it up to Balabanov. Balabanov trying to lay it up. No good. Buckner with the board. Redmayne go for the mid-ranger, and it is good. And the Mayors have to call timeout as they're down by 3. This is not where you want to be as a Mayors fan, considering the fact that the Mayors are not really known as a very good three-point shooting team. Especially now with Brown not being able to play.
The only three-point shooter they really have. So does that mean they go for 2 quick, or do they go for a three-pointer last second and hope to take it to OT too?
Well, right now they have to do something here as McQuilkin passes it over to York. York going to Balabanov. There's only 15 seconds left in the game, but 10 on the shot clock. They go for a mid-ranger, and it's good. They have to go full court press here.
And quick foul on Redmayne, not the player. Even though he missed 2 earlier, so if they foul him again, it might actually not be a bad call, because if he misses even 1, they're still in this game.
Yeah, and they go for another reach-in foul, and they go into the bonus. If he misses both of them, that'll be a miracle on them, and that ain't happening as Redmayne's able to get the first. And he's able to get the second. So now the Mayors will have to call timeout as they're down by 3. They have to go for a 3-point shot. And they're in that really tough. It's a really tough call.
I mean, it is. Honestly, I would go for the 3, but the only other option is go for 2, foul quick, and run down the court since they've used their 2 timeouts.
Well, right now they're trying to look for an opening. Pass it over to Montaño, who goes from Quilkin, who Quilkin tries to go for a 3, but it was no good. And Emina had to foul him right there, and I'm pretty sure that's the game, as Buckner is able to make the first.
Yeah, just like that, it's a 2-possession game with only 7 seconds left to go. That's game right there. I mean, even if Huntsville gets a quick 3, they still need another possession.
And I'm pretty sure Tallahassee will not give it to him, as McQuilkin, they're pretty sure they're just going to let the clock run out, and they will.
And with that, Tallahassee survives a near buzzer beater and wins it in overtime. 111 to 106. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 106, and that was a very, very well fought game by both teams.
Yeah.
Neither of them should feel any kind of down after this wild ride.
Yeah, and quickly looking at the stats, Harrison York leading the way, 27 points, 16 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks. Amina, though, 12 points, 21 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 assists, 3 offensive, as Harrison York also put up 4. Dragomir, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 5 for 13 from the floor with 2 offensive rebounds. McCulkin finished 8 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 3 for 15, though, not shooting the best from beyond anywhere on the floor. Wendy Brown fouling out really made the difference, I think, because she had 14 points in only 24 minutes with 2 rebounds and an assist, was shooting actually pretty well from the floor. Kyle, 4 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 for 7 with 4 turnovers. Montaño, 5 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a steal. Nagoy, 3 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists. The point forward coming out and actually taking over a bit there. At point guard, Natasha Rose, 3 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Jim McCormick, 6 points and 2 assists. Kabor, 7 points, including that buzzer beater to end the first quarter, or first half, it was one of the 2. Rebound and a block. Dupriest had a few points as well. And switching on over to Tallahassee, LaRocca, 12 points, 16 rebounds, 4 steals, 2 assists. Emmers, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 2 blocks. Smoot, 16 points, 20 rebounds, only a couple points shy of a 20 for 20 with 8 for 11 from the floor and 5 offensive rebounds. Looking down, Redmayne, the scoring leader of the game, period, with 31 points, 8 for 12 from the free throw line. Didn't shoot the best from there, but definitely made a punch. 6 assists and 2 steals and a block. Buckner, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals, doing a bit of everything, but not doing great from the floor. 1 for 8 from three-point land. Tyler Conley, the rookie, standing out with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals off the bench, 5 for 8 from the floor. Brenton Harrod, 4 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 2 turnovers. Jose, the other rookie, 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 for 4 in his 15 minutes. Jeremy Goodnight, 9 points, 4 for 6 with 2 assists. Whitney Hawkins, 2 points and a rebound, 1 for 3 from the floor. Sawchuk, 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block, and Day, 2 points, 2 rebounds. And just going on over to team comparisons, first quarter obviously was a wash between the two of them. Pretty much going into the second quarter is a tie game.
Yeah, both teams. It was a really slow start for both of them, especially.
Yeah, I mean the high field goal percentage, 50% between the two, and even the second one, really the only that came down to the point, the one extra field goal or free throw really that pulled Tallahassee ahead there in the first half. But in the third quarter, it really was Tallahassee's game. It seemed like as they quickly pulled away, ending it with a 13-point uh, advantage. But of course, we saw the Huntsville Mayors turn it on, turn defense on, and come around and pull it back, tying the game there. You know, they had the buzzer beater that should have won it, in my opinion, but they just were a little too slow on the shot there.
And of course, the overtime was pretty much what said it all. Typhoons was a little bit too much for the Mayors, especially with Redmayne. It's just like that. If that shot, if that final shot would have went down, if that shot would have been thrown up just a point 0.1 second quicker, which is a little bit impossible to really say because they had it. They really had the game right then and there. But we have to go all the way back into the foul trouble that Wendy Brown put herself in. I'm pretty sure that she's kicking herself in the jaw a little bit with how much that really came into effect, as no one really had an answer for Redmayne.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Kyle stepped up there for a little bit, but Redmayne was just too aggressive, and Wendy, I think, with her off the floor, that really eliminated that three-point threat that Huntsville doesn't have a lot of to begin with. So it became much tougher there in the end. And like I said, it was a very close game. Honestly, Amina, a little faster. I mean, it comes down to literally a finger roll that made the difference between the shot going in and not going in. I would have tried to go a little faster on there, but also you could argue that DA should not have waited so long to take the shot because he didn't leave enough time for an offensive rebound opportunity.
Yeah, there's a lot of like really it just comes down to all of the tiniest of tiny details of what could have gone better to really just say that went to Huntsville's way. But at the end of the day, Tallahassee would be very willing to go ahead and have another W to their name as they continue to run their course on getting into the playoffs. It definitely would be very suiting to be in these type of atmospheres of being able to go on the road in a very tough place to play, as we all know with Mayors and their history,
I,
and to escape with a
Especially
W.
against a divisional rival. I mean, Huntsville was not pulling any punches here. Neither team was. I mean, they weren't putting up, 55% field goal percentage, but that shows that the defense for both teams was really getting in the heads of the others. Um, any thoughts going away for Huntsville going forward? Any takeaways they can have with the about 37 games left in this season?
Well, I think really the biggest thing here is to just try and find a way to not get into foul trouble a little bit early. And of course, and that's especially for the guards here in this game. The fact that Wendy was already in three fouls and with only like maybe 5 or 6 minutes, I believe it was, in the first half, and then to go around and have their backup point guard being in the same situation. That's not something you would like to see there between Robert Montague and Wendy Brown.
Okay,
So I
when you tell Wendy that, make sure you're behind some bulletproof glass, or maybe on the plane, actually, flying away from the state, because I don't want a new partner for the sports dens, please. I mean, that's the thing. She's
be
going to play aggressive, and it's gonna bite her in the butt sometimes, and sometimes it's gonna get in the heads of her opponent. That's kind of the way she plays, and I think really Huntsville needs to develop that backup point guard to be in the situation that they can just come in and be comfortable being the starting point guard because Wendy's in foul trouble.
Yeah, that's really been the biggest situation that he is, but I can't take it away from the rest of the team picking up that slack, especially with Harrison York. He really balled out tonight, and with the fact that he has really kind of taken over the game in its entirety.
For Huntsville, definitely. I mean, they drafted him, I believe, 2015, so these uh, got one more year on his contract. But I could argue he might challenge Wendy for one of the higher paying salaries on this team. I mean, obviously, D'Angelo going into free agency this coming off season, I would expect him to return. I guess it's just going to depend on what salary he commands given his current um, form of play. But honestly, Harrison York of the five starters is the one that seems the most vital for this team going forward. He is a young big fur that honestly is slowly working his way into a top five in the league.
Yeah, and especially I would 100% agree with you there. But to the Typhoon side, right now it's no surprise that Redmayne is the bread and butter, as we've mentioned during the game. He has really shined out in this one over here, as he really became a star that they really needed him to be in order for them to escape a win here.
And it might be that leaving Albany's given him a chance to definitely step into that role as being the main player. Obviously, when Umechi left, we thought he would be that for Albany, but looking like he's standing a better chance of that here in Tallahassee as they also try and reestablish that championship mentality and get back into the make a deep playoff run coming up. And I think it's about time for us to start wrapping up. We will be live once again next week, in fact. I believe it's Texas at Las Vegas.
That'll be a very interesting battle
Uh,
once again. Both
very
teams aren't really doing very hot, but it would be interesting to see for lottery chances and see how that goes.
Tank Bowl. Cue the
Oh
sound
boy.
music. Uh,
Do 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 do.
no, two teams definitely at the bottom of the Western Conference, fighting for honestly just respect at this point. I mean, both teams obviously going through a bit of a rebuilding phase. Definitely, either team looking for a very important win to keep their fans invested in the team right now. But anyways, I've been Ryan Eastman, and thank you for having me, Marcus.
It's not a problem. It's always such a fun time getting to do these with you. And of course, we will get to see you guys next time there in Las Vegas. See you guys later.
And have a good night.